Hello there. This is Dee Dee, telling you another true crime story. So, okay, this story is honestly disturbing, so just a warning before we start. And they did use fake names, so that's what we're gonna use today, just out of respect for the families. So, back in 2012 in Egypt, Mohammed did have stable job and he bought an apartment. So he talked to his family and said, "You know what? I'm 24 years old. I have an apartment. I have stable job. All I'm missing now is a family." So they decided to ask for the neighbor's daughter hand, and the marriage happened. They started having kids, and they didn't have any major issues or problems. All they did have is just the typical daily issues that every household have, um or every household has. So and one day, Muhammad's wife, let's say her name is Noor decided to go to the store and buy groceries. So while she was walking down the street, she saw this guy and she recognized him. He looked familiar to her. So it was her cousin. Um, and let's say his name is Samir. So Noor recognized Samir. It's her cousin, and it happened that he was her ex-boyfriend. So just an FYI, in the Middle East, you're able, it's legal to have cousins marry. So you can marry your cousin in the Middle East. It's not religion thing, it's cultural thing. So Muslims, Christians, Jews, they all marry their cousins in the Middle East. So they decided to exchange phone numbers and they start talking daily on the phone until it happens that they met in person, and they had an affair on the first date. And after a couple days that happened, Noor called Noor called Samir, and she told her boyfriend that she's feeling guilty about it and she does not want to do anymore and this has to stop. But she wanted to see him one more time in person, and this will be the last time. So he agreed and he asked her where, and she said, "Come to my apartment." So he went to the apartment, they talked, they had another affair, and he left. After that, they didn't stop talking. It just got more serious. So she introduced Samir to Muhammad. She introduced her cousin and her boyfriend to her husband as her cousin. So he started visiting them almost daily. And then Muhammad, her husband, noticed that Samir was getting jealous when he's talking to her in front of him or trying to just be friendly with his wife in front of her cousin. He noticed that he was getting jealous. And Muhammad noticed that whenever um, Samir was at their apartment, Noor would treat him differently, and it's kind of disrespectful. So he talked to her and he told her that her cousin is not allowed in their apartment anymore, and he does not want him to visit them again. So he told her to talk to him and tell him that he cannot come to the apartment anymore. So she called her cousin, and she told him that he is not allowed at the apartment anymore. So, of course, he didn't say, "Yes, sure, I'm not going to be at your apartment anymore." He said, "Nope, it's not up to your husband. I'm going to stay with you. We're not going to break up." And he didn't care about ruin their family. So after a couple of weeks, because the husband is already suspecting something's going on between the two of them. So um, Noor said, "You know what? I'm pregnant." So Muhammad said, "Hold on a second. We're not really having that many relation, or we're not being intimate that many of times for you to get pregnant." So he waited until she gave birth. It was a baby girl. He did the DNA test, and yes, it was his daughter. And at that time, both families knew about what's going on with the cousin and the affair and all that. So instead of her just saying, you know what, my husband forgave me and I was about to lose my family and I didn't lose them. I should just have respect for my family and my husband and stay with him. Nope. She kept talking to the boyfriend and their relationship just got stronger and stronger. So one day they're on the phone and her boyfriend told her, you know what? Your husband is really in the way and we need to get rid of him. She said, you know what? You're right. We must get rid of him because I love you and I want to be with you. So the daughter at that time, the baby girl, she was almost a year. So they came up with a plan. So Samir told Noor to tell her husband that the daughter, the youngest daughter, is very sick and she needs to take her to a doctor. So she told Muhammad that the daughter is sick and she needs to go to a doctor's office, and he said sure, we can take her and the boys can stay in the apartment. She said no, we should all go together. And even though he suspected that the daughter looked fine, she didn't seem sick or anything, but he still believed her because she's the mother. So they went to the doctor's office and they waited downstairs for her. She went upstairs with the daughter. And guess who's waiting for her in the doctor's office? Her boyfriend, Samir. He gave her juice bottles. He gave her four juice bottles for her other three kids and her husband. And he said, here, take these bottles and give them to your husband and your kids. She went downstairs, she gave them the juice, and she went upstairs again. And after that, they all got sick, and someone called her and they told her, hey, your family's getting sick. They took them to the hospital. She went downstairs and laughing while she was walking downstairs. And guess what? Apparently, she told her boyfriend that she wants to get rid of her kids as well, not only her husband, because she does not want to be responsible for any of them. So all three kids died because when they did the test, they found the bottles that they were given to kids, they had more poison in them than the other bottle that was given to the husband. The husband was just admitted, he survived. All other three kids passed away, and thank God they caught both of them. They caught Samir and Noor, and thank God they got executed for their crimes. So that is the story, and that's what the wife did to her kids and her husband. So that's why I told you guys you need to be careful or give you a little warning. Have a good night.